Aloha and welcome to the Woman Unleashed 10-Day Journey. My name is Amber Quile Marlena Benici. I am your host, and we are diving in to day number 4. Now, each day we've been looking at a different feminine power. We started off with the power of presence. We moved into the power of creativity. Last session was on the power of nurturing yourself. And this session is on the power of intuition. So we're really looking at feminine powers that can help you amplify your creativity, your vision, and your purpose. So intuition, sixth sense, that spidey sense, right? Things that you know are going to happen, right? Here's the thing is that there's so much information out there, right? There's actually the intake that we're allowed to have or that we are capable of doing is so small compared to all the information that's coming at us all the time. Think about it, like I don't even know I'm sure that there's a whole statistic on it, but there's like this much compared to like this much that's available. So we are making decisions, we are making choices based on this much, and most of us are living from the brain. And there's all these other receivers, ways to receive information. That's part of what intuition is. It's a way for you to open up to other ways of receiving, other ways to hear your calling. So, looking at your intuition, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with your intuition? What did you say today? Yeah, where are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening but not taking action? Right. So where are you on that place of your intuition? So we're starting there. All right. And we're going to come on over. So our intuition is a bit like a radio. You know, you've got FM, you've got AM. I'm talking United States here. You've probably got other stuff where you're at. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have FM and AM, and I just didn't even know that. So, anyways, we've got an old-fashioned radio here. If you're young, you might not know what this is. Okay, radio dial, and then there used to be all these different channels here that you could surf through, right? And you would dial the radio to where you want to go. So what's interesting is that a lot of us are just taking in information from like one channel, right? That you are just whatever you're used to. Like here's like the one thing you do, and this is where you make all your decisions is just based on maybe facts or information or what you've seen has worked in the past before, right? But we're actually opening up to other radio channels. Now there's lots of ways that people receive intuitive information. Some people actually see stuff. They visually can see colors or shapes or there are things that they see. Some people hear things. Some people smell things. Some people feel in their body things. Others just know. Automatically, they just know. There's all sorts of, if you want to find out more information about this, you can check out just information on the different clairs, yeah? But there's different ways to receive information. What we want to do today is to open up so that you are you're tuning into more than just one channel. You're opening up to other things, yeah? So I'm inviting you to go ahead and you can write your radio if you want with me, but think of like what are the different channels that you receive information. So for me, one of the ones is I just know stuff automatically. I just know, and then knowing, and then also feeling is another one for me. And I get a lot of these knowings and feelings when I'm doing certain activities, right? So when I'm painting, I get information. When I'm praying or meditating, information comes in. So first step is like knowing like what is the way that information comes to you? More than just like what you normally think, yeah? What are those different ways? And then second is like what are the environments, the places that you put yourself in that opens you up to that? So for me, it's painting, it's being in nature. What are those things that open you up? One thing I noticed is that it's not when I'm on Facebook, it's not when I'm on the computer, unless if I'm like praying about and creating space for it. So there's something about the listening, the receiving information that I have to actually be open to get it. And most of us this has been trained out of us. right? The slowing down to listen to whatever's coming because it might not make sense or other people might not get it. Part of intuition is listening to your own deep wisdom. Yeah. So, first place, again, how do you receive the information? Second is the space, how that like the environment that you receive it in. Yeah. And then next is just paying attention to when it happens and when it doesn't. So today, one of the exercises I'm going to ask you to do is to think about a time when you did not listen to your intuition. When you didn't listen to your intuition, and later you're like, I should have listened to that, right? But something stopped you. So my example of that is, I do the Women Unleashed online retreats, and a few years ago, I had a speaker come on who when we've had our initial phone call and we talked about what she was doing, there was something that just felt a little bit off to me. But the thing was is that she totally checked out on paper. She met all the requirements. She was saying all the right things. So I said to myself, I just must be making this stuff up. Like, that must not be the case. Then, of course, what happened was that during the event, she ended up not sharing with her people. She ended up, the way that she actually did the recording was like a little bit salesy. There was all these things that felt out of alignment with what we were creating with the retreat. And I said to myself, I should have listened to my intuition. So now we're going to open up. It's like an intuition experiment today, okay? Intuition experiment. I'm inviting you to share in the Facebook group a time when you didn't listen to your intuition and you're glad you did. Or you can also share a time that you did listen to your intuition and you're glad you did, right? So sharing that piece. And then just for the rest of the day, really being in the inquiry of like, what is my intuition saying? Like, what does your intuition say to eat, to dress? How does your intuition say to talk to different people? Paying attention to that side, to that feminine power. All right. Can't wait to hear.